Hi, my name is Ben Wiener. I love cars and I love car stories. Over the last few weeks, I've been raving about the new 2024 Land Cruiser Prado. Today, I actually get to drive it, and I'm so excited about that because I've loved the impressions of this car so far. But before we take it out for a spin, we already sort of had a go at it when we were doing the four-wheel drive testing and all of that. But now I wanted to actually get up close and tell you a little bit about the car and then drive it as well. So I'm going to start on the outside, giving you some basics about the exterior design and what they have done with the car. The first thing you notice from the previous version is that the lights have dropped a bit lower. Most of the lights were usually on the upper side of the car. And I like that they've done that, taken them down, makes it easier for them to be worked on and all of that. But also just looks really good. You've got your very nice bumper over there. The car is interestingly wider by about 10 millimeters from 10 centimeters rather from the old car. And you can't tell because when you see it, because of the way they've done it, it looks like it's narrower, but it's actually a much wider car. And that's because they've sort of put this outer, what do you call it? The fenders, bulged them out a little bit. So it looks really good and chunky. This is sitting on the all-terrain tires, so huge tires that makes it a lot more comfortable on the road, but also for off-driving. The car comes in different trims. We won't get into too much of that detail, but they're now, you had the TX, TXL, VX, VXL. They've changed that now to you have things called All-Rounder, Adventure, Adventure Plus, which add different things depending on what you buy. The top of the range, which is the Adventure Plus, also comes with a premium JBL sound system. That's the one I would want. Side profile, again, it's really grown on me. Like compared to the older model now, I don't even want to see that now. Looks good. Mirrors are big and chunky with the indicator on the side. And then coming round to the front is where some very interesting things have happened. Of course, the windscreen, almost vertical for purposes of visibility and all of that, which is really good. But at the front is where most of the changes have happened. Now, there is a first edition which has round lights, and you probably see a picture of those, and they're only selling about 18 of those in Uganda. So if you see a Prado like this with round lights, you bow and respect because you know that someone has paid extra money for that particular car. But here's an interesting thing that they've done with the front of this design. The previous car had one big bumper. That's been changed because before, if you had an accident, you would have to replace the entire bumper. Now, it's what's called a modular design. So each of these is individual components, right? So you've got that, you've got that, you've got that, you've got that, you've got that. If a border guy rams into you, you can only replace that one part if you need to, not the entire thing, which was actually feedback given to Toyota from the Uganda office that they took back in and did. And so that's absolutely good. Very good ground clearance. Again, we've covered all that for the off-roading, which is absolutely brilliant. In terms of the things that this car can do with the engine, 2.8-liter diesel. Let me just open the bonnet so we can take a look at the inside of the boot and what that looks like. Again, so let's take a look inside the bonnet. Again, the way they've made this car is such that they are using a lot of aluminum panels. So most people have been misconstruing this to think that these cars are very light on the road. No, they are not. They're actually very stable. They have a lot of driver aids that make them very stable on the road. So because it's lighter doesn't mean that it's less stable on the road. That's a big fallacy. If that was the case, my Lancer would be flying around all the time. Actually, I prefer lighter cars because they're much easier to handle. Anyway, 2.8-liter turbocharged diesel engine. We won't bog you down with the numbers in terms of torque and what that does, because in Uganda, again, I'm doing this for Ugandan stories. No one really wants to know about what the exact number is. Just know that it pulls well, 500 Newton meters or something like that. But you can just see how basic the engine looks. For me, it just says that it will be easy to maintain and to fix if you want to go anywhere. Straightforward, looks clean. There's just something about seeing a clean engine, right? Like it just looks like it came out of the factory yesterday. Even the smell, like, brilliant. But the reason we got the car today is not for you to take a look at it and what it looks like it's for me to go and drive it and see what it's like. So let's jump in and take a drive around in the brand new 2024 Land Cruiser Prado. She's all right. Right, okay, here we go. First things first, you get used to particular things when you get into cars like this. So for example, if you look down here, I had put my phone in the cup holder. Being the villager that I am, I had forgotten that this car has wireless charging. So if I put my phone down here, it starts charging. This is the life. First impressions, you've got a digital rear view mirror where basically my mirror here, if I flip that switch, shows me not what I can see in the car here, but actually has a camera right at the back that goes all the way out. I can feel that the person who was driving this car before me had left the heated seats on, so my bums are on fire because I think they probably was driving in the night, so I can change that to cooled seats. I tell you. Okay. Let's go. There's a bit of stretch here, so we can be able to just step it instantly, see how it goes. And she's got power. She's definitely got power. Riding position is perfect for this sort of car. So I'm riding up high. This has the electric seats with lumbar support, so I'm able to find the right position for my driving. I like it up high, so I can be able to see commoners down here. I'm kidding, I'm also a commoner. A bit of rough terrain, feeding absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Feel like rough engine. You feel it's begging to go. So this has got 500 Newton meters of torque. So for us in Uganda, usually people don't bother about those numbers. They don't know what they mean too much, but basically it shows the pulling power of the car. And this has a lot more pulling power than the previous version. So it's really, really good. If you're going up a hill and want to overtake in a climbing lane or something like that, it will go. Big pothole, hit it hard. You will see me shaking here. I feel nothing, absolutely nothing. Another big pothole here. I'm gonna hit it hard. You see the camera shaking. I feel nothing. It's good. It's really good. Other driving impressions in terms of how the cockpit. Oh, look at that. Turned on my indicator, and the moment I do, it shows me a 360-degree overhead view of the car and where I am going. I mean, what witchcraft is this? Turn off. Yeah. Look, I'm like a Cheshire cat. Navigation system. Normally when you buy cars from Japan, they have a navigation system that doesn't work because it's programmed to be in Japan. This one actually will show you where you are in Kampala. It's programmed for us. I've got a wonderful display that shows me my direction. It shows me my trip. I can be able to change things on the car. I like it. You know what? It feels really, really good. I was saying we had a small event at CFAO when they were introducing this car, some of the clients, just the other day. And okay, that feels a bit weird, seeing the camera from the back and not being able to see Ella, who's in the back seat. Because normally when you're driving a car, usually you see the people who are sitting in the back seat. So we've got Ella from Swahili with us, and Princess Ella, as I call her. And I can't see her. I can only see the older Prado, interestingly, actually, the one which has the rolling issues. And I can see that at the back, and I can't see her, and that just feels weird. So, but I can flip that back, and then if I do that, you can then be able to see the camera and the beautiful Princess Ella in the back. So, but as beautiful as she is, I still like the new technology, so we'll go with that. Turn on my indicator, and again, you know, these are things that everyone must experience, man. Driving a brand new car. How do you beat this, right? The thing I like most about this car, and there's so much to like, right? But the thing I like the most about this car, without a doubt, has got to be the seats. So normally cars like this, you're going to be doing long distance travels, traveling to the village to see my mom, go and check on the cow. There are not that many, just have one cow at the moment. And being able to spend a lot of time on the road. So on average, you're doing 4, 5, 6 hours on the road. This instantly feels like you could do 9, 10-hour journeys and you would not feel a thing. Again, pulling power, step on it, and she goes. We already did the video where we shot the braking power, so I'm confident knowing that no matter how fast I'm going, if I need to step on the brake, it will stop. It's got that thing where it sort of drops into gear for you instantly. So when you need the power, it somehow senses that this guy is asking for power. And so it drops a gear down and then just sort of gives you extra torque, which I find absolutely incredible. The other thing that I guess that I would want to check on this is going to be the fuel consumption. So what we're going to do is try and check our information here. Let me see if I can work my way through the screen. Again, the things that we are running, right? So that's the radio. That's still the radio. Okay, so there we go. I'm able to show at the moment I'm doing 9 kilometers per liter. That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all, right? I like it. I don't know what else to say, but I like it. Driving through some bumpy roads here in Kololo right now, and it feels good. Oh, did I mention that I have cooled seats on now, so I feel like my bum is being air conditioned? How cool is that? I cannot. As they say in Buganda, because these are the things that, this is what it's about, right? The build quality in here is extremely incredible. So I'm gonna find somewhere I will park, and then I'll talk you through some of the details on the interior, some of the changes that they've made. Okay, we have a hill. Let's go up a hill now and step on it, and it feels like I could be able to see how the guy gets out of the way. Feels like I'm going downhill, going uphill. That's how good the torque is and the power on the car. So incredible. That's good. That's really good. As they say in German, das ist gut. Yeah, right. So look, I think the smile says everything you need to know. What I'm gonna do is, oh look, that's a LC300, and he's stepping it. That's what these new cars do to you. They beg you to drive them. They beg you to drive them hard because they give you all the confidence in the world. So I was gonna say, last thing I can say really about driving impressions, absolutely incredible. We did this thing off-road, it was good. Doing it on the road, even better. So the only thing now that I want to do is simply park and then talk you through some of the interior design, and that's about it. All right. Right, so let me talk you through the main interior changes in this car. Number one is the layout here. Huge screen, very big, gives you all the information that you need. It's got everything for your car systems, climate, trip info, music, and the sources in there. Oh yeah, okay. Silence, please. See again, getting used to You can control your volume on the steering if you need to. Right. The other thing that I think I really love about what they've done with this is the layout of the buttons here. So a lot of the new car makers are going to a system where now you have all your stuff embedded in screens and all of that. I can't stand that because as a driver, normally I just want to be able to find a button without looking down. So if I know that button number 4 is such and such a thing, I can just reach down and feel that. And they've done that so well. I mean, these things look so strong. They are so well built that they give you the sense that they will last 30 years. I mean, like, again, if you look at the dashboard of the older version, it's like light years apart. The air vents and how strong they are. They done a really good job. Layout of all the four-wheel drive systems. Again, we did this when we went to CISA, so I'm sure you probably will have seen that video and what it does. Your differential and the traction control and the button for the four-wheel drive or high-four multi-terrain system. Again, that's on the off-roading side, and we did a video about that where Mick was explaining some of the things that they do with that. But it's really good. Then on the screen here, and we'll show you just a little bit of what that does. You can change your mode to sport, to normal, or to eco. So interestingly, when we're driving, we're actually driving mostly in eco mode. I'm going to enjoy driving in sport in a little bit. That should be fun. Huge storage compartment. I've talked about the seats already and how good they are. The air vents are really good. Decent size glove box. It's a bit weird the way it's laid. Normally they are like a bucket. This one seems to be a bit on the other side, but I guess there's a method to that madness, I guess. Everything feels solid, very well built. Nice trim design over there. Looks really good. Let's take a quick look at the back seats. Okay, so the majority of these cars in Uganda will be normally chauffeuring commissioners and some ministers and country representatives of aid agencies and things like that. And so enough attention has been given to the back seat. I mean, look, you could be 7 foot tall and you'd fit in the back here. You've got dual climate control at the back as well. Very solid, well built. 2 USB-C charging ports if you need those, and a 12-volt socket in there as well. You've got vents up in the roof. You've got some vents up in the roof for your air conditioning as well. No fuss back here, just some really decent space for passenger to enjoy the car. Pretty good. The boot. In the boot, very decent sized boot. People usually want to go into details about the size in terms of meters and everything. In Uganda, no one really cares about that. They just want to know, is the boot big enough to carry some matoke if I'm coming from the village? And yes, it is. But when you're not carrying matoke, you actually have an extra set of seats that is very easy to pull up if you need to do that, right? If you move the load cover, for example, which I am struggling to do. All right, so remove your load cover and you've got an extra pair of seats that drops down so you can take your relatives to church on Christmas when you go down to the village. Very easy to fold down, extremely straightforward. Drop it down and it goes. Easy as that. An extra USB-C port on either side when you're carrying the kids for them to be able to charge their gadgets, I guess. So again, lots of connectivity for everyone at the back. And that's the thing about this car, isn't it? That it is a no frills, no hassle, no kajanja car. It just gets stuff done and gets you there while you still look like a big boss. How cool is that? All right, let's try and get this back in without breaking the window. And voila. Again, you've earned your money. You shouldn't have to work to do, you know, simple things like this. Why should you use the energy? Just press a button and then it closes for you on its own. But also you've got that where if you hit that, you can be able to actually just lift the upper part and just throw things in there. So I like it. I would buy this. I would absolutely buy this. Wait, I should change that. I might buy this. So one of the other interesting things about this is that it's got what's called your heads-up display. So it shows, at the moment, usually it will show the gear that I'm in. I'm putting it in manual. So it shows me I'm in third gear and shows me the speed that I'm going at. It's a cool little thing that helps you just be able to keep track of speed, which is brilliant. It's good. I mean, the camera will struggle to see it because it's the driver who can see it, but it's right there, and that's nice. That's really nice. Borders in Kampala. Again, I was about to start wondering how to turn, and then I remembered, wait, we now have a camera that allows me to be able to do this, so I don't have to struggle. Oh no, the camera does its work. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Witchcraft. Absolute witchcraft. And voila!